And Dr. Naeem Akbar talked about this in the 70s. White supremacy, bro. It all boils down to white supremacy. What organization of integrity would take one of the greatest quarterbacks in college history and make him 144th pick?
Defamed.
Well, that go to show you that your system is rigged.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
Now listen. We go to the malls. We go to all these malls, and we bypass those same black businesses, and that's why we.
But should we support each other? That's what Wallow was saying. He was saying, he buy heels from Lamborghini. He not, cause you a black business that don't merit you getting black dollar, getting your money to stay. He not going there because he say blacks not giving a good service in the situation where he was speaking to these group of people.
Oh, I'm black. No black people. Nobody gives a about that. Kill that shit.
Ow.
Either you got a good business or you don't. All that shit, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's a hustle. Support me because I got a black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material on your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby. Yeah. Fuck about what color you is. I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them deals where the fuck I want to spend it at. Grab his Porsche, Ferrari, Land. I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do while I'm here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: I ain't gonna be finessed off some black shit.
What?
So I had an issue with that, and I would like to talk to him.
He's absolutely wrong. Here's another a disposition, right? Think about it like this: when you go to Chinatown, right?
Right.
In Chinatown in L.A., you know how many banks they got in China? 32 banks. You know how many black banks in the whole United States? There's black bank, maybe 15. So what happens is all of those Chinese people, they bank with Chinese banks. So those banks know their payment history, they know their ability to pay their bills on time and so on and so forth. So when they bring their kinfolks over from China and they say, we need to open up a Taco Bell, we need to open up a nail shop, them banks loan them that money. And that's what the money bouncing back into your community. And you already know what's going on with the Jews.
No, you know what I'm saying? I agree, man. Like I said, I like Owalo. I just didn't like that clip that they put out. But he definitely he got his, he getting his whatever, and I get it. But our blacks need to do something, to try to unify. And I'm never gonna give up on that and try to come up with ways to help each other to keep the money, like you said, circulating in our communities a little bit longer. Because there are separate communities. Our people are in centralized locations in a lot of ways, and we gotta find a way to uplift one another like we used to back in the days when a brother walked by a brother. He said, "What's up, brother? What's up, man?" Or they'll throw up the fist. You know what I mean? It was a different respect because of the way that we had been treated, and there was a little bit more unity back then to me because of coming out of the situation. I want to see that unity come back, man.
Well, it is coming back. That's what we're doing at the hip hop fraternity, right? We started with only 4 people. Now we got 20,000 people.
Come on now.
So what it takes. Jeff Bezos started from 0. He added up into 100. Jack Ma 0 to 100. Every company started from 0 to 100. But the way we do that is through repetition. We got to constantly inculcate and beat it in the head. So I have meetings every bi-weekly. I tell all my executives, my leaders, hey man, this is what we got to do. This is what we got to do. This is how you do that. I said we got to practice what I call greetings team. You got to have courtesy. You got to over-deliver to your consumer. You got to, show some dignity, some respect, have some morality. And you got to teach people this because some people are devoid of these things, right? So, as long as you keep doing it and we do it over a succession period of time, eventually they're going to get it. Just like we got the Willie Lynch and we got the King Afro plan, and we eventually start hating and dividing and conquering ourselves. Well, a house against itself cannot stand. Mm-hmm. So once we start preaching that and we start, see, hip hop is the best thing because I'm not going to go to a certain mosque. I'm not going to go to certain temples. I'm not going to go to certain churches. They're not going to go mess with Farrakhan. Some people ain't going to go mess with TD Jakes because they got biases, right? But I guarantee you Nation of Islam members and the Potter House would come mess with hip hop.
That's real. That's real.
So that's why we chose hip hop, and it's neutral. We got Crips, Bloods, Vice Lords, GDs. We got Congressman. You met my man James over Ice-T House. He's a politician. He's a city politician. He's the CEO of the company. James C.B. Gray. My girl Kentrice, she did acquisitions and mergers for $1 billion companies. You know what I'm saying? And then we got some low-level hoodlums that's a part of our organization as well. You know, and so, you know, that's what it's going to take. You know, it's going to take all of us as a collective coming together, and everybody just like, you know, you know, you wearing that jacket. You know, that's a form of unity. You know what I'm saying? People, oh, Ken, he rocking with Ken. I rock with E.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Always have.
Oh, yeah. So let's all share E's podcast. You know, let's all share Ken's podcast. Let's share Miss Jamaica's podcast. Let's share Ronnie Bo podcast. Let's use that. And then that's where the power come in at.
Unity. I want to ask you one last question before I let you go. SHADUER Sanders and what happened with DEION and that draft pick that we had never seen this before. What did you think about it when they did what they did to show their strength? What did you think about it?
The key word, Dr. Francis Quest Wilson and Dr. Naeem Akbar talked about this in the 70s. White supremacy, bro. It all boils down to white supremacy. What organization of integrity would take one of the greatest quarterbacks in college history and make him 144th pick?
Defamed him.
Well, that go to show you that your system is rigged.
Wow.
See what I'm saying? So what we need to do goes back to hip hop fraternity. I'm gonna go back to self-empowerment. We need to form our own league. Since it's mostly black people in the league, we need to form our own league. And people say, well, that ain't gonna never happen. Well, it might not be as profitable, but over a period of time, you know, we will get there, you know, and don't sell out, which is hard for brothers not to do, you know, because they said that Deion Sanders, he went from Jackson State to Colorado. And they said some people deem that as a sellout. So, you know, money, unfortunately, is the rule of all evil. But at the same time, you know, we can still encourage our young men and our young women to, if not do nothing else, is to stick together and to have their own. You got to have your own. Somebody said, God bless the child that got their own.
That's it. You know? Man, thank you so much, man, for coming on the show, man. How can people get a hold of you if they're trying to reach out for Hip Hop Fraternity? Well, you go to hhfmedia.com. You go check out our magazine, hhfmag.com. You can reach me at realpimpken_ on Instagram, and the same on Snapchat. On Facebook, it's Ken Ivy /Pimpin Ken. And if y'all interested in some advertisement, go to HHF Mag, and my number is at the bottom, and we will advertise with y'all. And then also I want to shout out to the music conference we got coming up in September in Milwaukee. So we're going to be kind of covering some of the things. We're going to get some of the most influential people. I would like to invite you and your wife to come and sit on the panel, you know, talking about podcasts. And we got Outlet, that's the app company. We work with them. It's black owned. So, he don't like to say black owned. He just likes to say university. Well, let me ask you this. Before you get off, man, your books that you have, are they still available on Amazon.com? Yeah, you go to audible.com, type in my name, Pimpin Ken. Or you can go to Amazon, you go to Books A Million. You can actually go to any Barnes & Nobles. There should be a book or two in there. You know, so yeah, we definitely still rocking the books, you know. And I'm finna start, no jab, I'm finna start doing what Rick Ross do. Rick Ross gave me an idea, Freeway. Yeah. I'm gonna start ordering my books, and I'm gonna start hosting parties and doing autograph signings. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody be wanting to do that. I see it work really well for Rick Ross. People love autograph signing. I was with Ice-T the other night. He couldn't leave. He was signing so much stuff. They brought everything for this man to sign. Where y'all was at? At UTA Arlington. Here. Yeah, he called me when he got here, man. That's you. Thanks to you hooking me up and linking me with Ice, man. I'll never forget that. I always say it. I tell him. And Big Court, man, both of y'all, man, just the way me and Ice got a movie coming out. Y'all cold, man. What's the name of the movie?
It's the making of the autobiography. So the book we did, man, it's so cold. I'm gonna send you the trailer when we get it. I mean, you might can show it to the people.
Okay. Yeah, show it to them.
Yeah.
Send it to them.
Yeah, I send it to you when we get off. So Ice Man, he just like he's Pimp C on a whole nother level. He like, Ice, I need you to this. Bam. Hey, I need you to do an interview with Boss Talk. Bam. Ice, I need to do a movie. Bam. He never denied me, but he ain't the type of person that's gonna call you every 5 minutes and want to kick it and pop and finger pop and window shot, right? But if you ask him to do something, he said something. You was there at the house. He said, Ken, I don't necessarily give nobody any money. He said, but if you call me for some money, I'm gonna give it to you. Remember he said that?
Yeah.
He said, if somebody talked about me and they don't like me, I don't like them, he said, I don't got no problem with that. He said, but if I heard that you said something bad about me, he said it would really hurt my heart. Yeah. And that's the kind of relationship we got, Man. If I showed up in New York, last time I was in New York, I was with there, but we had about 30 HHF members. I don't know if you see it on my page.
I seen it.
He fed everybody.
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, he spent like maybe $5,000 for food, and it was a good look for me because, my members was like, man, is Ice-T really down with us? And that kind of quelled everything. Shout out to my man Cash. He died, right? R.I.P.
No.
Cash, the one that's with
I know which one
the beard. He used to come here all the time.
Light skin one.
The light skin.
Yeah, he died. R.I.P. He had a heart attack.
He had a heart attack.
And how old was he? He's young.
He's 38 years old. So shout out to his mama too.
Dang, I'm sorry.
Shout out to the whole East St. Louis, man, because Cash was my first platinum member.
He sure was. He was always saying.
It happened about 2 weeks ago. Matter of fact, I know because I just left at the funeral. Dang. So I had to speak at the funeral, and they didn't know that Cash wanted to go to the White House. So, it was two things he wanted to do. He wanted to go to the White House. He wanted to get on the Breakfast Club.
Wow.
Now, I couldn't get him on the Breakfast Club because the Breakfast Club limited my guests.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get him on that. He understood that. But he wanted to go to the White House. And I said, man, listen, man, Cash, I'm not going to the White House. He said, why we ain't going to the White House, I said, because I ain't going to pass the background check. I said, you might not need. I said, we got any warrants, child support. Man, Mike going to put us in that basement. He's going to be looking at us every day, man. You know what I'm saying? And be taking target practice. So hey, R.I.P., man. He sit there and cast out about it. He said, you right, we might not pass the background check. I said, shit, man, is it Pimpin Ken in the White House? Oh, no, they're going to keep me in there, man.
R.I.P., man.
We did send King Moore, and that's the 8-year-old boy, to the White House, and we sent James C.B. Gray and Miss Castleberry. So we did send some delegates to the White House, but I didn't want to go. And sometimes, you just got to be diplomatic, man. You got to understand, at all times I acknowledge, who I am. Yeah. And I know that some people, my name tastes like cat shit in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? And then some people love me because he'll tell you I get a lot of love.
Oh, you get a lot of love.
But it's a lot of people that misinterpret who I am.
I know that.
My favorite saying is that Malcolm was a pimp. Malcolm was an ex-convict, and he was a burglar.
That's right.
He changed his life. Why Pimpin Ken can't change his life?
He did.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk.